Bonjour everyone, welcome to another diecast showcase. So today's gonna be a little Christmas special. So we're gonna check out some Hot Wheels from the manufacturer Honda. Really bad pun, my apologies for that one. So yeah, basically I'm gonna go through my pretty much entire carded Honda slash Acura collection. Um, at the current time at least. So yeah, basically we're gonna start off with some main lines and delve into the premiums. And yeah, there's gonna be a fair variety. There's probably gonna be a few different colorways of the same castings, of course, because there's been quite a few Hondas produced by Hot Wheels over the years. And yeah, basically. There's going to be, exceptionally also, since it's a Mattel product, there's also going to be just a couple Matchbox thrown in, since they do have a few Hot Wheels in their lineup as well. And yeah, without further ado, we'll get this show on the road. We've got a lot of cars to check out. I tried to really split them up by casting, maybe a little bit by era as well, but overall, as mentioned, there's going to be a good variety of different vehicles here. So just laid them out here for us to view. And as mentioned, got a small trio of Matchbox. So what I thought I'd do, I thought I'd start off with the, let's see, let's start older one first. I guess we could do the oldest one first. So yeah, so first the car. Sorry about that, just dusting off the bubbles a little bit because yeah, these have been in storage for quite some time. So, but yeah, so we'll start off with the first one, which is a cool little custom race car. This tiny Honda N600, sorry, off-road. So it's kind of got like a rig going on, which is kind of cool. I do like the fact also the delivery is in the traditional, well, semi-traditional, I guess, but a lot of Honda race cars did adorn in period this white, red, and blue livery, or variations of it. It's got some nice tampo work on the front, the aforementioned livery, which means there's no rear tampos, but that's okay. It's a very nice little piece of kit, and I like the off-road wheels that look pretty good on this, honestly. Not a bad set of wheels. So that's a little fun one. Do like the little rabbit ears there on top. Two little lights. So next up, we're gonna check out a more civilian ride, I guess, a more stock ride, and it's probably the staple and what actually made Honda so popular in North America. We are talking about the infamous Honda Civic. So this is a 1976 CVCC Civic hatchback. So these were made for fuel economy, and believe it or not, these were the last cars to pass emissions without a catalytic converter in these years, basically. So pretty cool that Honda was able to pull that off. So again, the usual Matchbox full detail treatment with the tiny little dog dish wheels, which look very appropriate on this car. So of course, I love me a white Honda, so we're off to a good start. And that little Civic there was also the inspiration for a car that we never got in North America, but that can be seen on the roads in Europe. We are talking about the 2020 Honda E. Now, despite it looking like a concept car, which it was, it is actually a car that was released for sale to the public. Quirky little thing. And Honda E equals it's an electric. So, following the trend, I guess. Although EVs are kind of dropping a little bit in popularity, especially because they lose half their value within the first 3 years that they're on the road. So that doesn't necessarily help. All right, so that's my trio of three white tiny Matchbox Honda hatchbacks. Um, I guess we could stay kind of in the tiny cars. Um, why not? Let's stay in the tiny cars. So obviously Honda has made a bunch of different cars adorning the Honda brand that are definitely considered compacts. So the smallest one probably that they have produced, and I could be wrong because obviously these are not all to scale, right? They're not 1/64s. They're 3-inch cars to fit in a approximately 3-inch blister. Um, well, first one that I decided for us to check out is the Honda City Turbo, the 1985 Turbo 2 to be precise. Yeah, this one I definitely like because it is a flip of that little Rally N600 from Matchbox. Um, this originally was released in white with the blue and red livery, but basically this is the second color variation, which is black instead of being white. But I do very much enjoy the look of this in black. I find it looks really good. And to accompany it, my favorite variation of this casting that I have, at least in my collection, because there are some, definitely some that I don't have. Yeah, I kind of stopped picking up this this casting once I had like 4 or 5 exemplars, basically. But I do have also this one on short cards. So with the red arrow disc instead of the chrome, the gold and red graphics, the number 8, and these two go super well together. And what I really like about this is the fact that if you take the number 8 and the number 5, well, it is the model year of this specific vehicle, which is kind of cool. So, yep, definitely a quirky car of the 80s that did come with the Motocompo, little micro bike as an option. Could be optioned out and fit right in the trunk. These guys have 3 each in the trunk, so it's kind of intense, but yeah. So nice little duo of cars there. Of course, you know how I love car diecast car pairing, and then we do have here a custom Honda N600, so a street tuned version as opposed to a rally version, as is produced by Matchbox. Obviously, when they do produce the same car, they will definitely try and do different versions. Example, the Lamborghini Gallardo from Hot Wheels has its equivalent at Matchbox, but the Matchbox version is a police car. So, you know, just another example. So yeah, N600 custom. I definitely like this this little thing. And I personally find that Hot Wheels may have outdone Matchbox on this specific casting, especially in regards to tampo work, the fender flares, the stance. You know, it's just a really cool slammed little thing. This is the first edition of the cast in this really pale yellow with the red interior, and so far it is the only variation that has a red interior. So that's a cool little car as well. Next, we did check out that Civic CVCC, the 76 model. Well, of course, Hot Wheels has released also their own version of this generation Civic, but they went custom on it, and it's a 73 instead of being a 76. I like it a lot. This lime green is really cool. You've got that big hatch wing on the back, nice tampos on the rear, nice tampos on the front, the little X'd out amber front lights, which are really cool. Black hood, you know, nice little custom street racer Civic. And I love the fact also that it is right-hand drive, and the Matchbox version itself is left-hand drive. Also pretty cool. Last, I believe, of the smaller cars, because there's other small cars we're going to be checking out, but the last of the smaller cars, very recent pickup that I actually showed in my second to last or last showcase. This little Honda S800 Racing, which definitely was looking forward to. Really cool period looking race livery. Number 25, since it's I guess it's a 2025 technically release, although it's a 2024 release. Either way, very cool with the hard top. The retro 5 slots are definitely really good choice of wheel, and yeah, looks great. I like it. Next up, let's jump a little bit in size. We're gonna go check out obviously slightly larger cars, but not that much larger. So let's start off with a car that stock is really cool, and the Hot Wheels version is, in my opinion, even cooler. We are talking, and once again, you'll see this white and blue livery. So we are talking about the Honda CRX 1985, the EA generation. So this one has the turbo livery on it, and hard to see, but it actually is mid-engined, which is very cool. Very, very cool. I think this is still a 4-pot, but recently I know that Jay Leno released a video of him testing out a mid-engine V6 one. So, well, actually twin engine 4-cylinder one, which was pretty cool. This one seems to be just a mid-engine 4-cylinder. And the body kit, the wide body kit, definitely looks like a period Mugen kit, so that's pretty cool as well. A little bit of old school flavor there, so I really like this thing. Very, very cool. Good looking car. And I like the fact there's little inserts to mock the front lights that are part of the interior that is black. Lace wheels are a good choice. And there you go. Next, we go up a generation to the probably most iconic CRX model of all time. I mean, I think in the opinion of most. And we have this quasi-matching livery EF CRX, and this is a USDM model. It is left-hand drive, so that's pretty cool. It's got the gold lace wheels. This did have a Super Treasure Hunt version as well, which did have the red 4-spokes, Real Riders. But yeah, very, very cool. Rear tampo is done. White base, which makes the exhaust kind of look weird, but you know, nothing as sharp you can't fix. And since we do have the side deco, well, no front. Again, front is super, super easy to add, so that's not a big deal. Another version of this casting, or another colorway, should I say, would be one that is pretty sought after. It wasn't all that hard to find, at least in my neck of the woods, but you know, then again, the JDM stuff hadn't taken off as hard as it has today. So this, I believe, was Street Racer series, and this is number 4 of 5. Again, 88 CRX. This one has no side livery, nice black paint with the black 5-spokes. We've got the rear done up just like the white one, whereas the front on this one is done. And we also do get a little JDM banner on that windscreen, which is really cool. So yeah, definitely cool card art. And if you're curious to see what was in that series, here you go. I have 4 out of 5 because I never picked up the '08 Ford Focus, which is a casting I wasn't really crazy about. Still am not. I do have one loose variation, but I don't feel the need to add more. Skyline was definitely cool. This is the first one that I picked up of this casting that I found. Cyan FRS in pink, pretty cool, pretty cool. And the Mark II Golf GTI in green, which is great as well. So, yep, this was a release from 2020 license, so 2021 on the pegs. All right, next up, we'll go from CRX to the less sporty, more mundane, and more practical version of the EF chassis, which of course is the good old Honda Civic hatchback. The EF in this case, based on the details we can see, seems to be an SI, because it does have that sunroof. PR5s in chrome. No rear tampos, which is fine on a red car. Mind you, I have not found the blue variation of this one. It is impossible to find. This took a lot of time to find. So, yeah, Hondas are scalped hard in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. So, but yeah, nice little squared out hatch. Do love that. And of course, if we go up a generation, this was released not too long after. And it's pretty much a complement to the other EF Civic. We are talking about the EG Civic. So much rounder. This is a lot of people's favorite Civic generation. Personally, I am more a fan of the EF, but that's just me. You know, I still like a good EG, especially the sedan. Sedans I find look really good, and they look really good. Also set up as JTCC cars. So, yeah. So Civic EG. Next up, we will be looking at jumping. We're gonna do this one next. So next, we're gonna be checking out the EK Civic. Sorry, EK Civic. Obviously, it's a casting that has been around for quite some time, and I was definitely extremely happy when Hot Wheels decided to revamp this casting. The good old Wings West body kit and all that flavor from late 90s, early 2000s. I have it in blue and also in black. Black one is loose, it's from a multi-pack, and this one is staying carded as the first version of the revamped. I always found this funny was in the factory fresh, because this thing is definitely not factory with that body kit. Yeah, so basically Civic SI, which means B16A, EM1. In Canada, we had these, but as the SIR, like they were in Japan. But basically the same thing. So, very good looking car. I definitely like it. You know, it's very tuner era, which is great. I definitely reminds me of my teenage years and you know, growing up with Fast and the Furious and all that good stuff. And this casting was also then released in a few other colorways. One that is very popular, and but it's made its rounds at this point. I don't think it's being scalped as much, and I don't think it has it had that much secondary market value after everybody got their fix there. But they did release the Ultra Hots version, which I find works really well in this casting. You know, the body kit, it's a little bit gaudy by today's standards, the big wing, and you know, that flashy paint job with these Ultra Hot wheels. It looks very late 1990s, early 2000s, you know. So yeah, this one I was glad to find as soon as it came out. So next up, the equivalent of the EK chassis, which I have two representatives of. You know, CRX was great because it was lightweight, 2-seat, and everything like that. But yeah, not that practical for a lot of people, right? Because of the fact that it's 2 seats. So the alternative was obviously to go to the American luxury division of Honda, Acura, and pick yourself up a DC2 Integra, which is definitely my favorite generation of Integra. So this is a fairly recent release, and this dark green has the rear done up. Chrome lip black PR5s, a few sponsors on the side, a little speed line going on the side, and no fronts, unfortunately. And this is like a custom body kitted with a JDM front swap. It is a left-hand drive, so it is a US spec car, and GSR means it's a B18C1 under the hood, so the good old 170 horsepower VTEC 1.8, dual overhead cam, just a rung below the Type R basically. And my favorite version of this cast that I have carded in my collection, definitely not my favorite of the cast, which would be the first two releases in clean yellow and clean white with the front end rear tampos done. This one though I find to be very cool nevertheless. It's the Tyne liveried version of the cast. No front and rear lights unfortunately, but you really do get the full Tyne deco all over. Good old Tyne coilovers, you know, a staple of tuning, been around for so long. So, but yeah, really cool livery. I really like that. Not a huge fan of the wheels basically, but still a very cool version of the cast. Yeah, I guess we'll finish off the mainline Civics and then move on to I don't know, higher spec models, I guess, or something like that. If we're talking about the Honda lineup that Hot Wheels was gracious enough to make copies of. Now I'm going to show you all these three at the same time because they're pretty similar, and you know, they're just colorways of the same casting, so different colorways of the same casting, should I say. But yeah, we have here, and this version of the Civic caused some controversy when it came out. Not everybody was on board, and even today, not everybody's on board. Personally, depending on the color, I like it. You know, it's not my favorite Gen Civic, but it would be the FK8 Civic Type R, which I have 3 representatives of on card. The police version, which was the most recent one I picked up. And then we have these, it's pretty nice, you know. There's the JNC logo, the Japanese nostalgic car, police livery, the police script with the kanji on top, and front is done. If we're talking about front grille, not the bumper intakes, but that's okay. Rear's not done because of the police deco. These two, black with red base, red with black base, both the same wheels, one on short card and one on long card of the same one. So Honda series, Nightburner series, love Nightburner series. These are fully done up though, if we're talking about the tampos for the lights, as basically there is no side deco. And notice how the grills are even done on these ones. More visible on the red version, obviously, whereas the black version makes that red base, you know, really meaningful in views of the fact that there is a little red line going around the lower body cladding on the real car. And the wheels are actually red lipped, those 20-inch wheels. 20-inch wheels on a Civic. Yep, so yep, they are red lipped, so I mean that also makes sense, which is great. So yeah, the first turbocharged Civic Type R that we got here, Europe did get one generation before that. So next up, let's do the last front wheel drive Hondas that I have as Hot Wheels mainlines that are still on card, and it's actually the same casting twice, so again, in the sake of time, I will show you both at the same time. And this is one model that I really like, and I'm definitely looking forward to picking up the second gen facelifted Prelude that Tomica is releasing in its Tomica Limited range. Tomica Premium, should I say, sorry. But Hot Wheels, they did the BB4 Prelude, which is my third, well, yeah, I'd say probably second or third favorite generation of Prelude. My favorite one being the one just before, the BB3. But yeah, we have here 2 long card versions, both have JM ports. They're actually color variations of each other. What I find really cool though is that They have different wheels, both in white. They both have the rear done, and black hood with the little Honda logo, and the fog lights and all that good stuff in the bumpers. And the front lights are actually part of the glass portion. I do like the yellow personally a little bit better because of the OH5s and because of the red interior as opposed to the black interior and the 10 spokes on the red version. But let me know which one do you like best out of these two. I just find the, Phoenix yellow Prelude with white wheels and a red interior would actually look really, really good, especially with a carbon hood a la Spoon Sports. All right, now we're going to delve into my only version of this cast that I have on card. If we're talking about main lines, and we are talking about Ryu Wasada's personal S2000 with the hardtop, the wide body, the big wing and everything. This is really well done, really, really well done. It's actually a 4-tempo pass car because it does have the little logos on the front fenders, as well as the I think the turn signals are done. Yeah, turn signals are done. S2000 badging on that fender. And you got the front. It's actually a top pass with the Honda logo and the front lights. And the rear that is fully done, including license plate, which is definitely cool. Definitely very, very cool. So this one obviously is staying on card, and I know that they put out a red variation after that. Never bothered to pick that one up, to be honest. Didn't see the real use for it. So that one will not be joining the collection unless I find it in a thrift store grab bag. All right, next up, we gotta go through some legendary cars here. If we're talking about the actual real cars, developed with the participation, of Art and Senna. Definitely a wild car for the time. If we're talking about what Honda normally produced, mid-engine, rear-wheel drive, and of course we are talking about the Acura NSX. This is the 1990 US spec, or North American spec, in NSX. So mid-engine, 3-liter, 5-speed manual or auto, but I'm going to say this is a manual. And this one is it's got the Ryu livery on it, which means we do lose the rear tampos for the lights, which are present on pretty much all the other versions of this. If we're talking about the street version like this, it's got a subtle wide body. Kind of looks like the Comptech wide body kit from the back in the day, at least to me. So, but yeah, good looking car. Definitely good looking car. Got a couple more variations of this one on card, including my most recent. Actually, no, this is not at all most recently acquired. But I got another one with the Ryu's Ride stamps here out of the J Imports. Blue with the 10 spoke and the Honda style little side stripe. So you can see here the tampos I was referring to with the Ryu license plate again. No tampos on the front of this one, but as you can see from the card, are pretty easy to add, right? So not a big deal, but definitely a very, very good cast. Again, really like it. Got no complaints. And on this one, the staggered wheels make sense because the wheels on the NSX are actually staggered, so in diameter and in width both. So, so then we have another variation in yellow. Hot Wheels the 90s, very recent release. This one has a little black insert on the wing. Lights are still done. Got the Hot Wheels plate instead of the Ryu plate on this one. And this one does actually get the Acura badge on the front, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'll sacrifice the side stripes for just that badge any day, and added bonus with the center of the rear wing. And the last variation that I picked up of this car, even more recently, would be the white version, which means finally I have a mainline white in SX. So that's great. I'm happy about that. And yep, so color spin off of the yellow one basically. It's got the same details, same wheels, but in a different color, black instead of chrome. Same tampo work on the back. White Hondas are just so clean. I just love white Hondas. Yeah, so we'll finish off the main lines with one last car, and I find this casting is really well done by Hot Wheels. Um, and I do have it loose twice, so and this one I kept carded because it's pretty much my favorite color for a car, and it is the new Acura NSX, or the last generation Acura NSX, 2017, with the chrome Y5s and the this really nice green metallic paint. Tampos on the rear, tampos on the front, black roof. You don't need anything else. That's perfect. So yeah, out of the Hot Wheels Turbo series, which I find it's kind of a weird series to include this in, because this is a hybrid all-wheel drive. So it's a sports car, but technically the turbos are not the only highlights, you know. But either way, you know, at least it has turbos. So all right, now we're gonna just do a quick stint through my premium Honda carded cars. And we'll do the same thing. We'll start with the smallest one and go up in size to the biggest one. So first and foremost, well, you got to start with the smallest one, which is going to be the same casting pretty much as the smallest one for mainline for Hot Wheels. But Honda City Turbo out of Japan Historics 3. Only premium casting of this specific vehicle. And you'll notice that that matte black one that I showed you before on the short card has the exact same livery, but this one has number 11 instead of having the number 8. Yeah, and assuming 11 is for the Turbo 2. Just a guess. Tampo's fully done all over. Great stuff. And gold arrow disc reel riders and 8mm definitely work on this casting. And yeah, fully done up as the premium should. So definitely happy to have this full series in my collection. Here it is if you're curious to see. So yeah, I have this full series. I believe the Cosmo I have loose, and the rest I believe are all carded. So yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Fun fact as well, that Cosmo just got released in car culture again, or pop culture. Sorry, pop culture. I say again because it's exactly the same, but it's on a Jay Leno card, Jay Leno's Garage card. So if ever you guys missed out on the first release and you like the Mazda Cosmo Sport 110, you have a renewed chance, as Hot Wheels does adore to provide seemingly. Next, we've got a pair of Civic EGs, both from Modern Classic, and both from both number 1 on 5, but from 2 different waves and 2 different liveries. So this one came first, the Hello Kitty one, and then we got the last modern well, actually at this point second to last Modern Classics. We got the Spoon Civic. So I'll definitely go through each just quickly, and there we go. So cute little livery. My daughter really likes this one, but she ain't getting it. Staying in the collection. And here's what's in this wave. I do have all of these, so they're all good castings, basically. All good castings. And they're all carded still. And in this wave, well, same details pretty much there, except spoon livery instead of Hello Kitty. But same cast, same wheels, same base, same interior, same everything. do definitely like, I believe 95 would be for like the final model year. This is 92 to 95. So here's your contents for the whole series. The Altezza having a chase, but I mean it's a pretty recent series, so I'm pretty sure everybody knows about this series. And again, I have all these and they're all still on card. So now we'll move on to from Civic to Natural Progression there, Integra. So feature this nice little Acura Integra sedan. Again, a GSR with a B18 C1. So Letty's car in the original Fast and Furious. These are the other cars, which I have none of. Never found the Maxima. I would pick it up despite it not being perfect. And I don't have this specific BMW M336, but I do have the first release, which is exactly the same, and that one's loose. Part of a BMW themed display I have on one of my shelves. So next we're going to be checking out basically another Honda Prelude, another BB4. This one is literally kind of inspired by Ryu Asada's parents' car. And the basic actually has the right license plate. This one does not. But yeah, it's a really good one. It's a really, really good one. I really like this this casting. Good choice of wheels. Silver just looks clean on a Prelude. And you know, Prelude's more of a classy car versus is more sporty like the Integra. So I find it it actually adorns muted colors a little bit better. Here's your contents for this series. Again, I do have all of these, and they are all still on card. So yeah, very cool, very, very cool. Then obviously, well, we have to get a premium version of the S2K. Same pretty much cast as the yellow one that I showed you before, but this one is in premium. It's out of the Street Tuner series out of 2017, and it is looking good with those kind of like concave basket weave wheels. Of course, the premium ones are all metal on metal, all real riders. I do have this full series as well, and they are all on card. So, and this was the first release of this Pandem BRZ, which is pretty cool. Yeah. And last single we're going to check out from this time the Mountain Drifters is the NA2 Honda NSX Type R, which means a JDM version. Without pop-up lights, with the fixed lights. You've got the additional air intake here, black roof, white wheels, white body. I mean, what's not to love? This is like the ultimate spec NSX. So with the 3.2 instead of the 3-liter, so 6-speed instead of a 5-speed. Definitely a nice one. Oh, out of the Mountain Drifters. Again, pretty recent. Here's the series. I have them. I have the 3 lower ones. Never bothered to pick this one up because I have the red one. And this one, I had second thoughts. Wasn't sure if I wanted to pick it up. And by the time I decided I did, well, couldn't find it anymore. So maybe one day. Maybe one day we'll find it. And last piece we're going to be checking out is the only Team Transport Honda, so far at least, that I believe has been released. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But the infamous Castrol Honda Accord. This is a CB7, I believe, Accord, with the matching rig. And I love me some touring cars, and this just checks all the boxes, at least as well as Hot Wheels can actually do. So yeah, that's going to be the end of this showcase. Hopefully you enjoyed checking out my carded Honda collection. If you did, hit that like, comment your feedback, subscribe for future updates. I'll wish you a happy holiday season, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. if there's nothing posted before. And I will catch you on the next one. Stay safe out there. Happy hunting. Bye bye.